Hello friends. So this week I have a little bit of a different video for you guys. I've never made a video like this before. It is a screenshot redraw. I believe that's what they're called. I'm not sure. But basically you take a screenshot from a movie or a TV show and you draw it. So this was popular with Studio Ghibli films or Ghibli films. I have no idea how to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. I love their films. I just never knew the correct pronunciation. I've also seen this with Sailor Moon, and I don't think I've seen it with anything else. I'm sure there are other screenshots. I mean, I know there are some people on Instagram who've done Bridgerton. I've seen Bridgerton by one popular artist, Tasia. But as I said, I'm sure there's more shows that have been done. This is a screenshot, and this is actually going to be a 3-part series, maybe 4, where I'm actually drawing each shot individually. So each part will be a different shot. And it's a very little short sequence. I picked 3 screenshots from this scene at the beginning of the original Parent Trap. Now, most people might be familiar with the Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan, and I love that movie, but I also love this movie, which was Hayley Mills' version, and we have Maureen O'Hara as her mother, and I absolutely adore Maureen O'Hara. There are some things in this movie that didn't age well, but ultimately I think it's a really cute film. And it was one I believe my mother really loved too. And I don't remember where I got the film from originally, because it was basically at my old house when I was living in New Jersey. I was really young, and I found a cassette tape. We still had a VCR in the basement, so I watched it, and it was such a cute movie. I loved it so much. I actually think I've seen this one before I saw the one with the remake with Lindsay Lohan, which is also another good film. I could definitely see myself doing some screenshots from that. I have a few scenes from this movie that I really wanted to draw, but I thought that this was a pretty quintessential scene. And basically it's when both twins finally look at each other for the first time and realize, oh my God, who is this woman? Well, not woman, but who is this girl that looks exactly like me? And so the first drawing is of Susan, who is the twin with the shorter hair, and the next drawing will be of Sharon, and then the third drawing will be of the two of them staring at each other from like an outside view. I purposely leave the background blank on this because this is actually going to be taken, like this image is going to be put inside another image, if that makes sense. Like when I compile all 3 screenshots together, I'll do the background just because they're going to be kind of arranged at like a 3/4 down the canvas. So that's how I plan on organizing it, and I'll do the backgrounds then. But as I said, there were other scenes in this movie that I really wanted to do. I just picked the first one and the one I thought that was kind of telling of what this movie is about. If you guys don't know The Parent Trap, I have to tell you to go watch it. Either version, I would say watch both at some point. They're both on Disney Plus if you have that. And I know you could probably buy or rent them off of Apple TV or Amazon maybe, but I have Disney Plus, so I watched it on there. And it's a cute movie. The whole premise is these two girls that look very much alike meet each other at camp, and the way they find out in each film is a little bit different, but at first they're at odds because they don't like that this other person looks like them, and they get into some trouble that lands them in some punishment situation where basically they're forced to room together for the rest of their time at camp. And the one thing I never understood about the movie is, like, weren't the parents called? But it's a movie, so I digress. But they're living together, and through one way or another they find out their parents are actually each other's parents. So one of them lives with their mom, the other one lives with their dad. And the one I'm drawing here, she lives with her father, and he lives in a ranch in California, and that stays the same with the Lindsay Lohan version of the film. In this version of the film, the mother lives in Boston, which I found a little odd because they gave her family like British accents, although I don't think Maureen O'Hara had a British accent. Hayley Mills sounded like she had a British accent. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm remembering this wrong, even though I just watched it like 2 days ago. But anyway, so it was just, they find out that their parents are each other's parents and that they're twins, and they decide to switch places because they each want to meet the parent that they don't live with. So Susan, who I'm drawing in this video, ends up going to visit her mother in Boston while Sharon goes to visit her father in California. And the whole point is they're pretending to be each other. So they start teaching each other how to act, make sure they cover any tracks that, any gaps in knowledge that one or the other might. There's going to be gaps of knowledge because they've lived in different lives. So they switch places on their parents, and then eventually the thought is their parents are going to have to meet again to unswitch them. And it's interesting because there's a wrench that's thrown in. So when Sharon ends up to see to see her father, comes home from camp pretending to be Susan, she finds out their father is engaged to this woman. And it's pretty obvious she's marrying him for the money. So I didn't really like the Meredith Blake character in this movie. I prefer the one in, in the other Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan. I forgot who she's played with, but she's on TikTok. And I just think she has more of a personality, and I think it's the actress. I just like that actress better. As for the mothers, I love Maureen O'Hara, but the mother in the Lindsay Lohan version I also love. So they're both good films. I recommend them both. It's just a good story. So I was actually in need of a nostalgic movie for myself. This past weekend, I was just feeling, I'm still dealing with some health problems. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to be dealing with them for a little bit longer. and they kind of make me just not want to do art, not really want to do much of anything, to be quite honest. Even I was supposed to make both videos that are coming out this past weekend, and I was even hoping to do 2 additional ones because I had 3 days off of work instead of 2. Yeah, I didn't make either of them, so I ended up starting to draw this yesterday. I watched the film Sunday night. Monday I made this, and then now I'm editing the film, or yeah, the video I took of it. So I'm still going to try to make a video for Sunday. It'll have to be after work hours at night, but we'll see. And as I said, this is going to be a 3-parter, so possibly a 4th if I make the background part of the 4th. It's just for me to include all 3 drawings in one video, I feel like would be too big. This drawing alone took me, I want to say, at least 4 hours, give or take. I learned some things in this drawing that I hopefully will make the second drawing a little bit easier. I did struggle quite a few places. I struggled with her eyes. I struggled with coloring, like picking the colors, because I was working off, basically Disney Plus does not allow you to take screenshots. I mean, you can, but then your screen is basically just black. I could have taken a picture with my phone, but I didn't. I just left the video paused at the moment I was drawing. And I didn't want the reference photo to color pick from anyway, so I think it did create a bit of a challenge for me, but I think that's part of studying and doing studies, and I wanted to learn a little something from this. So tip for you guys, if you ever want to practice how you observe things, definitely do a screenshot like this, like do a drawing from a screenshot, because you're really forced to study what you're looking at to try to match it. This is not an exact match. If this was an exact match, like if you made any piece of artwork that's an exact match to what you're painting or drawing, there'd be no point to it. We might as well just take pictures, you know? I mean, obviously the goal here for me was to get as close as possible, because one thing I've been really working on lately is trying to capture the essence of likeness. So I wanted this to look like Hayley Mills. That was Hayley Mills, which was my goal. And I think it does kind of look like her. Does it look exactly like her? Does that look like a photo of her? No. And I'm okay with that because I'm still learning. But I definitely feel like doing these exercises, using reference images is helping me see better and translating what I'm seeing to what I'm drawing, if that makes sense. The other thing that made this a little bit difficult was the film, because it's old. Even on Disney Plus, like it wasn't the best quality, so she was kind of pixelated. So like the shadowing by her eyes was very difficult for me, especially trying to draw that small. I was drawing her bigger. I mean, in the final image, this drawing of her is going to be much smaller because I'm fitting 3 images on one canvas. So that's why I'm drawing them separately and making them bigger, because drawing bigger is much easier than drawing smaller and then potentially making it bigger. I'd rather make something bigger and make it smaller, because then the quality is, I mean, make it bigger but then size it down, because then the quality is better. So, as I said, I struggled a few places. I struggled with color picking. I struggled with the mouth and the nose. I just couldn't get right. It's still not right. I sized down her mouth a little bit, distorted it a little bit. At the end, you'll see, not 100% happy with it. The thing I was really proud of with this drawing, believe it or not, was her neck. I thought I made it look pretty lifelike. Like that was skin, you know what I'm saying? The other thing I really loved is how her hair comes out, because if you go on my Instagram, which I'll put in the description box below, you'll see I attempted the 1 week portrait challenge. If you guys don't know what that is, it's hosted by Paintable. It's usually I think it's only hosted once a year, but it might be twice a year, so I might be wrong. He announces when he's hosting it, the guy that runs Paintable. And basically for a week, it's a free class. They send you videos every day and you're supposed to do a portrait. I decided I really wanted to do, the year I wanted to do this, that I wanted to do one of my favorite supermodels from the 80s. And that was Linda Evangelista. And I picked a glamorous photo of her. Again, you can see it on my Instagram. Put it side by side with the drawing I was going to do. And I actually got farther than the progress photos I posted, but her hair was driving me nuts. Absolutely nuts. To this day, I still struggle with hair because to me, it's like, I think what it is my eyes are still learning to see and study properly. So I just see a bunch of different colors and shapes and lines, and I don't know what to do with that. You know, it's just, there's no rhyme or reason to them unless you like really sit and study it. And it's so busy for my eyes to take in. And with her hair being blonde, like there's ranges from brown to blonde in her hair because she dyes her hair. So I did not end up finishing that drawing simply because I got too frustrated by the hair. And I'm pretty sad about that because it did look pretty close, but I think I've gotten better at likeness since then. That drawing I think was back in 2020 maybe? I would like to redraw it at some point. I think I might, but like starting from scratch. You tell me to do it a couple months ago. I did not want to do that because I worked so hard on that drawing, but I don't know. I'm at that place where I might be okay restarting it. Maybe the next 1 week portrait challenge. But anyway, I highly recommend it. It's a good challenge and he walks you through step by step in the videos. So if you made it this far, thank you. If you like this video, please let me know by giving it a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. I have playlists of different types of videos. I post every Wednesday and Saturday, so you get two videos every week, so not bad. And I'd love to have more of you guys in my community. I love chatting with people in the comments. I don't get many comments, but when I do, I'm very happy. Most of the time it's just my family though, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just them trying to support me, which I appreciate. But it's nice to talk about to people who are also on an art journey or are artists themselves. And I also like to hear your thoughts about what I'm talking about or about art or anything really. So please don't be shy. Say hello. I don't know, I've been shocked by how I've only been on a little bit over a month, maybe a month and a half on YouTube. And I already have there's 55 of you subscribed to me. And granted, some of you are my family, but, or family friends who happen to see through my Instagram or something that I post on here, but it's crazy to me. And I mean, gosh, comparing that to other people, it's not much, but it's still a decent amount. And in the future, I definitely want to post more things about being an artist on YouTube. Kind of share things I've learned along the way, but I'm still learning, and I feel like I don't have a large enough following or enough experience yet to share with you guys, and I don't know at what point that would be a thing, but that's something I want to do. So if it's something you might be interested in, that's another reason to join the community. So back to the drawing. I am working on the shirt's lapels now, collar. I don't know what to call that. Yeah, my layers just got a big freaking mess. They were so messy. There was stuff that was supposed to be on the shirt layer that ended up on the line work layer. There was skin on the line work layer. I can never seem to keep my layers clean. They always end up blending together, which becomes a hassle later on if you find a mistake or something like that. So wouldn't recommend doing that. I was pretty pleased with the sketch I ended up with this before I started coloring it. But then as I started coloring I feel like always points out always points out flaws in your sketch. Always. Even if you double, triple, quadruple check the sketch against the reference, it does. So that's why, as I said, I do adjust the lips at some point. I don't think I've done it yet. It's definitely towards the end. Yeah, I've been trying a bunch of different things. A lot of these videos that you see me either drawing something in my own style or anything, really any video you see me doing any type of art, I'm learning something. And I think that's not something a lot of people realize, because they think you have to take classes and stuff, and that's really not true. You don't have to take classes to learn. Just draw, just paint. You learn a lot. You learn at the very least to see, and you gain experience. So that's my biggest takeaway. Even though I'm not doing as many of the classes anymore, I'm doing this. So I'm still doing art, which I missed. And I was in a little bit of slump this weekend, but this movie brought me back. And this Saturday, you guys can look forward to that Aruba video I promised. That will also be part of a series, so you guys can look forward to that. And we're finishing up here. We're doing the hair, which was the part I said I'm most proud of. I didn't really have a strategy for it. I just started blocking color and hoping I could figure it out. And it's not perfect. There are parts of it I would change, like that streakiness, like with the light blonde hair and her bangs, but overall, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. We'll see if there's an improvement with the other drawings in the series. I might do more scenes from this film, or I might switch on to the next one. We'll see. I took notes of where I would like to do screenshot drawings. And we're coming up on the final drawing here, although it's just the final drawing before the final drawing, if that makes sense, because this is a piece of the final drawing. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Check out The Parent Trap, both versions, and thanks for watching. Have a good day.